I'm one of those who I fell in love with John the person first, then with John the actor.
Absolutely. So
a lot of people have this reverse psychology.
I mean, modest is the one word that you can actually, if you have to hashtag John Abraham, it is hashtag modest. I really feel violence is not about physicality. Violence is really something that is so ingrained within men. Right? They just change.
Nikkhil Advani is in studio, John Abraham is in studio, Vedaa is in theatres. Please go, give it a lot of love. A fantastic story, remarkable action. The thing is that this is, who's your action master, who's the action director?
Amin Khatib.
Amin Khatib is your action director.
Yeah,
in no way is this lesser to any Hollywood stunt team, any Korean stunt team, and John, you worked with them all.
Yeah.
It is so seamless, and it is I have no words to describe it. There's so much of finesse about it. Talk to me about the action.
Well, I think an action, this is the way I see it, an action director is as good or bad as his director. So my first experience with Amin Khatib was on Batla House, on the opening sequence. And I was so impressed, but that was all Nikhil's brainchild, Nikhil actually steered the entire action in a certain direction. So I think Amin gets the best out, and he can get the best out of Amin with Nikhil.
Yeah, talk to me about that. He's just put the onus on you, as always, modest man that he is.
He is. Modest is the one word that you can actually, if you have to hashtag John Abraham, it is hashtag modest.
Yeah, hashtag modest.
So Amin worked a lot in D-Day along with Tom Struthers, right? Tom Struthers is actually the action director who did Inception, and he did the Batman entire trilogy with Christopher Nolan, and is somebody that I wanted to bring on board for D-Day. And what he taught Amin was willing to listen, because Amin was only there from a point of view of every time you bring a foreign action director into the country, you need to use, the union requires you to use an Indian action director along with him. So he just took it all in. Even in the case
soaked it all in.
Yeah, soaked it all. Even in the case of Vedaa, I did speak to Tom several times. Explained to him what I wanted to do, but it was the opening sequence which you see, John shot it along with Amin and my DOP Malay, and I can't take all the credit what John is passing on, because I think that when I say Vedaa is a complete film in terms of technically, Malay really it's not only about, most people confuse great cinematography for lighting, right? It's also about using the correct lens. It's about capturing the correct emotion through what the camera is seeing. Because actually, at the end of the day, what you're seeing is what the camera is seeing. So much of the film, John is silent, right?
And I love the way those interior training sessions of John training Sharvari are done.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's lighting. I don't know if it's natural light. I don't know what he's done. No, it's so beautiful.
If in the script I write early morning, then he will want to basically make sure that he captures the early morning.
Blue light.
Yeah, blue light. They call it blue light. Blue light. It drove us insane. Blue light means what? Blue light means 20 minutes when just before the sun comes out and just after the sun is out. So you get 40 minutes if you're lucky, right? To be able to can that blue light means we have to wake up at 3 o'clock. So there are lots of stuff that we did in Vedaa which enhances the mood of Vedaa. Mood of Vedaa was very, very important. It needs to make you feel oppressive, because that's what she's feeling. That's what he's feeling. And that's very important.
There is a line where there was not I was at a journalist screening and there was not a dry eye in the house, where he says कि कोर्ट कचहरी जाने से क्या मिलेगा, मतलब घुमाएंगे, ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे,
कोर्ट के बाहर ही गोली मारेंगे,
कोर्ट के बाहर ही गोली मार देंगे, and she says उम्मीद,
काफी अच्छे,
which is just unbelievable. Just the ray of hope which people don't have in this country. That even though you're silent, there's so much you say with your eyes, with your stoic presence. But whenever there are lines, whether it's Sharvari or yours, they're very finely done. I'd like you to comment on the writing.
Yeah, Asim Arora has written the script. Fantastic job.
Another long-time collaborator of yours.
Yeah.
We did Bazaar together. We did POW together. Yeah.
Sorry, continue, Jan. Yeah.
No. So I think Nikhil is better positioned to speak about Asim, because I think it's just also the chemistry it's like how you have an action director, your writer and the director kind of collaborate. And Asim was so happy working with Nikhil, so excited. Even Yeah, as recent as the day before yesterday, he called me and he just told me, "Sir, I'm so proud of this film. So proud of this film."
John, what I want to ask you is, when you were training her, there's only so much one can act in front of the camera. When when you're pulling weights, when you're going Rocky Balboa style at the punching bag and this and that. This girl actually did a lot of that stuff, huh?
So there's
So
something
talk
called
about
a
that.
speed ball, where you punch a light ball that bounces against the top and comes back to you. Just just this girl has practiced that. She practiced skipping. She could skip 3,000 repetitions in a go. So that girl really put in the effort, and I put on my trainer onto.
Oh, very good.
To her, the guy who trained me during Rocky Handsome, which was again a fine action film. I put him, Prakash. I give him a lot of credit. Prakash is a lovely boy, a Mallu boy, and he really trained her well, and she was so disciplined.
Yeah, because the skipping, which is the reverse skipping, the forward skipping, just unbelievable stuff. Yeah,
She was on the ball. Yeah, and it's a visual medium at the end of the day.
Correct.
You have to look the part.
And here are these vile villains around you. I think Abhishek has just done such a remarkable job.
Yeah.
I don't think since Hathoda Tyagi I've seen him do anything like this.
Correct, I agree.
These are all chameleons. They can become what they can.
Absolutely.
And to counter a John Abraham, the mountain of a man, you had to have these guys around, right? So talk to me about that.
I really feel violence is not about physicality. Violence is really something that is so ingrained within men, right? They just change. You can be. I mean, there's a line where John looks at him and says, "Ki what qualifications kya?" and he smiles, because here one feels that because he happens to be the pradhan of this small town, yeah, he'll be an uneducated man. He's not. He's from Jaisalmer Polytechnic. He has an engineering degree. He's trying to grow baby corn and he's trying to cherry tomatoes. He's talking about grain harvesting. He's talking about. He's trying to say that समुदाय अपने समुदाय से पिछड़ा बनकर कुएं से निकाल दो.
Yeah.
He's doing everything. He's doing everything that you think is correct. In fact, John's wife said that, is he a good guy or a bad guy? I don't know. Is he a good guy?
That's the beauty of it, yeah.
A bad guy, and boom. And then he says that I am willing to do anything. But when it comes to Jat, when it comes to Uch Neech, that's where I draw the line.
That's the conditioning.
Yeah.
If you look at it, the character's conditioning. Did you do anything different, or were you just being John Abraham all year round, waiting for this film, and this film happened?
I didn't have any other film, very honestly. And after Pathan, I was just waiting, and I just finished a film called Tehran, which is coincidentally by the same producer of Stree. So that's releasing probably later on in the year. So I was just sitting, and Nikkhil and I would just sit with Nikkhil, I just absorbed this character, and it was fun.
This is such a wonderful family. MA and John Abraham Entertainment. Meenakshi, you, Monisha, you. What is it that makes you guys click?
I think that because
it's home, isn't it? It's family.
Yeah, I think because we have so many things that in common, which are not to do with film.
Yeah.
Whether it
That's a lovely
we are
answer.
all fans of John Abraham. Number two, all of us are fans of John. You have to, when Meenakshi, Madhu and Monisha sit together, you have to see who is possibly got more starry-eyed at that time with John.
And I'm one of those who I fell in love with John the person first, then with John the actor.
Absolutely. So
a lot of people have this reverse psychology.
Dahi vada from Monisha's house is something that John he has a full listing of it, right? Everybody the madness that he has for soya and healthy food, this thing that we are all subject.
And Nikkhil and I love football.
Right? We love football. He keeps saying that his favorite team is Southampton.
Hey, no, my favorite team is Northeast United
Northeast
FC.
It's his
And his
team.
is Manchester City.
I know, he took his daughter. How lovely was that?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
There are guys who are actually coming into the studio, Kirti Rai and all, saying me wrap up. So I guess we have to wrap up. Thanks for rolling in, guys. And if I played John Abraham's favorite song, I have to play Nikkhil Advani's favorite song. This is Fix You, Coldplay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, everybody, please go watch Vedaa in theaters still.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nikhil. Thank you, John.
Rishi.
Thank you.
94.3 Radio 1.